to a centurion, who reports to a tribune, who reports to the imperator.
And the 3 imperators of the legions, Ash, Blood, and Iron, all report to the Connor.
But we don't have a Connor, silly. So they can't.
Yes, they can.
Hush. They would report to the Connor if we had one, but we haven't found a new one yet.
Well, welcome back. I can't believe it. We're already on episode 9. Almost 10 videos already done, and we're just getting out of the gate. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. So we are back. We are back on Tyrix, and we are looking at our journey to rebuild our warband after it was wiped out. Our lifelong friends, family members even, killed because of our fool of a superior who we have just dealt with handily, thus rising to take his place. So I thought I'd open this video with something fairly cool for you all. Why don't we give ourselves a new look to celebrate the fact that we've just been promoted, okay? So I'll show you a little bit of how the wardrobe screen works. Remember, you've got equipment. This is all of our gear. Oh, we actually got our underwater stuff as well as we leveled up, apparently. I guess I'll equip that. So we've got our gear. If we go to wardrobe, we can change it to be however we want it to look. So if I click my sword here, a list of all the different sword skins in the game will appear on the left. Most of them are very fancy. Most of them are expansion related. Therefore, most of them, based on my little challenge here, we're not going to be showing off. However, one of the early game sets, okay, are the Legionnaire skins. And these are basically char weapons. They're just the kind of stuff that you see that the NPC char are running around on out in the world here. So I'm going to slot this. So when we click the Legionnaire sword here, our sword changes its appearance here. And then when we've got our shield, we can choose one of these shields. So there's actually 4. There's the Legionnaire shield here, which changes our kind of regular wooden shield. If you look at it on my back here, we're going to change this shield on our back to look like this. But also, there's the regular Legionnaire shield, or we can choose the shield of the Ash Legion, which we aren't a member of, the shield of the Iron Legion, or the Blood Legion, which is what we are. So how about we do Blood Legion shield, and then finally for our greatsword that we got as well, let's do that. So now all of our weapons will look a whole lot fancier. Here's that new greatsword that we got. Look at how ridiculously huge this thing is now. I appreciate that everyone will like a greatsword that looks as unrealistically huge as that. The game actually has a lot of really subtle, nice skins too. So don't worry, it's such a long journey, we'll be able to see a lot of them as we play through, but I want to look like a char and use all the char stuff first. And then as for our armor, we can do the same thing. All we have to do is click the armor and then pick our skins. So remember on the human, I showed you the cultural stuff, so let's go on up. I'll take you into the core now. And you'll find just as in Divinity's Reach with the humans, there were cultural weapon and armor smiths, the same is true here for the char. And remember how we made our human where the lowest level, cheapest cultural stuff, the early bits? Well, why don't we do that on our char here as well? Why doesn't Tyrix get the benefit of that? What's really nice about that too is the original stuff, the lowest level, will actually make us look like the Blood Legion. So we can sort of rep that for our upgrade. So we'll just go up to the vendors to show you what they look like.
Whitlock himself on the front lines. Why aren't we?
Then I'm buying you a drink.
I wonder what they're talking about, that he fought with Whitlock once upon a time. So yeah, more Blood Legion allies of ours. And yeah, this is sort of where a lot of the more senior char will congregate in this area. We've got to climb though, so we're going to climb this spiral staircase here. There's so many NPCs, so many different people we could potentially speak to. They don't all have dialogue, but if they don't have formal dialogue where you press F on them to hear something interesting they have to say, they'd probably just speak something out loud at some point. So if you look over here, right, cultural armor smith, this guy called Commodus, right? And so for the medium armor people, it's called the Hone set. For the light armor people, it's called Invokers. And for us, it's called Warband. And it doesn't really cost too much gold. So let's equip it here. We'll go Warband. And only the char get to look like this. And voila. Check it out. Don't we look pretty goddamn badass now at that? Very cool. And then, obviously, we have the dyes as well. So, most of the Blood Legion look quite red, right? So, we can try to make ourselves look red as well by removing all the dyes from it. So now it looks nice and clean. And we can decide, you know, what colors we want. You can filter the colors by different things, by, like, hue. So, these are all different grey dyes. scaling from white to black, basically. This should actually say, like, grayscale, I guess, right? Anyway, so then you've got browns, you've got reds, oranges, or you could do, like, by material. So because we're a heavy armor guy wearing, you know, metallic stuff, why don't we do natural metallic dyes, right? So we'll go, like, ox blood as our color, and that should complement quite well. I tend to be quite bad at this stuff, but we will see if we can get something natural looking. So I have, like, a base of red. And then we will dab it with, I don't know, actually, just like various forms of grey, I guess. Let's go with like bronze. Let's dab it with bronze maybe or something. In here. And then something a bit more grey, tungsten. Let's put some tungsten on there as well. And yeah, we look like a pretty cool Blood Legion char now. You could do a lot better if we spend a lot longer with it. But yeah, we've just got a promotion, lads. Looking pretty good. Let's get on with the story. Alright, so back out at Smokestead, where everything began. This time, instead of running out towards the Great Northern Wall, which of course defines a huge amount of the playable space on this map, basically we can't go past the wall until we hit much more dangerous territory. I'll make a note as well, one thing I wanted to tell you guys about this wall last time we were looking at it. The way that Guild Wars 1 translates to Guild Wars 2, physically, like in terms of the maps, is 1-for-1, immaculate. Perfect, 100% replicated exactly as it used to be. So in the original game, this city like down here, right, the ruins of Rin, this is exactly where it was relative to the wall in Guild Wars 1 as it is in Guild Wars 2. This is the exact same distance in Guild Wars 2 to Ascalon City as it was originally. Like, it's all lined up perfectly. The location of the Black Citadel compared to Lion's Arch, it matches perfectly. Not that the Black Citadel existed 250 years ago, but it's like one of the most impressive things that the developers actually pulled off with this game. And I think a lot of people don't actually really appreciate. Of course, some of these locations have changed. Some of them are flooded, like the Temple of the Aegis I showed you before. Some of them are in disrepair. Some of them have been revitalized. You know, the 250 years have taken their toll. But in terms of actual distances, the world is still the world, right? So yeah, we're going for Fion. There's actually a cool event that can trigger up in that bar up there where they all start brawling.
So Cub, has your time at the estate made you any stronger?
I'm filled with the strength of 1,000 char.
Are you really?
Well, why don't you show that dummy over there who's in charge then?
Oh, this will be interesting. Is he actually going to fight this dummy? I've never seen this before, ever. Are you sure you can do this, little Cub? Hey there, you look like you've killed lots of ghosts. How many do you think?
I may not have made it all the way through the dare, but I can still take some old dummy.
Hi, hey there, looks like you've killed lots of ghosts. How many do you think you've killed? Less than 10? I haven't seen very many. Wow. Well, that's less than 10 more than I've killed. That's all going to change real soon, though. The Crush Warband is ready to put the stomp on some humans. You know they're not humans anymore, right? I suppose not. The For Our History teacher told us we're not at war with the humans anymore. Maybe later, but not now. He said we could kill all the ghosts we wanted, though. And that's mighty. Mighty indeed. Take it easy, Cub. So yeah, one of the novels actually deals with this. There is kind of an uneasy, true ceasefire peace between the humans and the Char right now. It's true. And a lot of it is because of the kind of out-of-the-box thinking that the Iron Legion Imperator, Smoda, kind of orchestrated. We'll talk more about that later.
Someone's coming.
Hello, Ash.
At ease.
Yeah, at ease to you too. They seem sneaky, but that would be just...
Get some training before you head that way. Unless you want to feed the beasts.
That would be just like Ash Legion. No, it's okay. We're trained. We're level 12. I'm sure we can handle it. These guys are only level 6.
For Iron Legion.
This guy says, the world's not quite as safe outside the gate, but you seem like you're up to the challenge. Good luck. Thanks, you hold down the fort. So, one of the things that you can do to, in theory, make this game much more challenging. So here we go. Let's kill the bat. Oh, yeah. Great sword damage. Hell yes, there we just used our skill 2. It's called 100 Blades. Repeatedly strike multiple foes, and the last strike does extra damage. It's not actually 100 ticks of damage, it's 8. But it's still pretty cool, okay? It's a very, very awesome ability. Most warriors will be more than familiar with it. So one thing, if you ever walk out of your depth, like to enemies that are much higher level than you, the game very quickly starts making them hit super hard. And so if you really want kind of a challenging experience, then that's something you can do. But when it can't, and I would love to give you a challenging experience, but unfortunately they force you to hit level appropriate before you can do your story. Like, my level 20 story won't unlock until I hit level 20. So I can never be under-leveled for story. At launch, you could be. You can't anymore. So we sort of just have to do the easy stuff until we get to the dungeons, I guess. But there we go. So if we take that sneaky route there through that bat cave, you'll actually find the bat cave. We'll come out here and we can meet Fire. Now, we're not near any waypoints, so we're going to be a little bit careful, but I'm sure we'll do all right. Hope you guys are having a good day, by the way. Got myself a really nice warm cup of coffee. It's actually 4 a.m. as I record here. Trust me, my sleep schedule is not messed up. It's not, I promise. Drinking coffee at 4 a.m. is totally fine. Clawspur says, what a pit. Let's recruit Fion, kill as many ghosts as we can, and call it a day. That's a lot of ghosts, we say. Have you ever seen so many? He says, hotspot. The Decimus Stones, where War Masters were buried. No wonder the ghosts here fight twice as hard. So, speaking of difficulty, this is actually one of the harder little Char instances. These ghosts can hit really hard, and we have to be very careful of them. So, yeah. Hey, Fion, how's it going, man? You interested in joining our warband? I hope so.
Fion the Wraith. Ritlock Brimstone sent me.
Ah, my old friend Ritlock. He must want to ask one last thing from me before I die.
Yeah, look at how old he looks.
Not quite. He and I both want you to join my warband and leave dying till much, much later. Come with me and start a new life.
New beginnings are for the young. I'm old, and I only have one thing left to do. Slash Warmaster Kalar's throat.
Unless you can put down a ghost for good, Warmaster Kalar will just come back again.
My comrades howl for justice from their shallow graves. I'm not leaving here without evening the score.
Then we'll purify this crypt in their honor. If you survive, you join us. If not...
Then I'll come back as a ghost myself, and keep killing these Ascalonian devils forever and ever.
Well, here's the thing. He won't necessarily.
Together, old man, we need you. You get what you need after I do. And I need to make Kalar pay.
His idea there that he'll come back as a ghost.
Hostiles engaging!
Oh god, there's hostiles, really? He won't necessarily. The only reason these ghosts are around is because of a very specific ritual that an ancient king of the humans enacted in his last dying breath. The Char wouldn't necessarily have that. There's a hyena here that was like making little hyena noises. Did you guys hear that as well? So alright, let's check out the great swords. We get 100 blades,
Adrenaline rising.
which does this ridiculous damage here. We get this skill 3. This is called Whirlwind Attack. We whirl in a direction and we hit everyone in our path. We also evade while we're doing it, so it's almost like a dodge roll. We get Blade Trail. This is the opportunity to throw our greatsword out of our hands completely and attack people from range. And lastly, you get Rush, where we charge and strike our foe. Don't forget that we still have our sword and shield in the other set too. Oh god, don't they look good now? So, yeah, we can still do a lot of stuff. We can go back to the hammer and things too. I also mentioned before, when we first started playing this Char, that we can dual-wield swords. Maybe I'll show you that. There's just so many options, right? We'll try and just keep changing it up. But for now, I want to play with this greatsword. Super badass. We also get this utility skills, so we can actually spend some hero points in a second. Let's head on in and see what we've got.
We ain't skulking field mice like those ash maggots. But we can avoid some fights if we stay low.
Alright, so maybe we do want to be a bit intelligent about this, because this is a scary area. Seriously, it is a very scary area. He says, I don't know what you'd have for this old trooper, but if you help me kill Kalar, I'll listen to your argument. You'd rather be dead than be a gladium? A Char without a warband, he says, is like a scabbard with no sword. It's empty inside. And we say, well, it doesn't have to be that way. We'll give you a home and a place where you're needed. Just think about it. Can you see how many Char hate gladiums? How, like, it's really looked down on? Yeah. What's our dad thinking, eh? Let's throw this boulder over here at this guy. So we can do this for some free damage and knocking him down instantly. So then we can get right next to him and blow him up. Clawspur gets in so quick as a thief. He's so cool. He looks like a pirate almost. I really like Clawspur. His dialogue didn't change, I guess. Wait, there's a lot of ghosts. Have you ever seen so many? Hotspot, he says. Oh, yeah, we did. What about this from Fion? Fion seems like a good soldier. He's honest, tough, and knowledgeable. What are your thoughts? Good fighter, vicious, doesn't give up. Keep him. Clawspur is a Char of few words.
I'm not worried. Char will never take Ascalon.
So you hear that ghost there saying that the Char would never take Ascalon? He's wrong. We have taken Ascalon. We've taken it in fire and battle, and we've owned it for a long time. The thing is, the ghosts aren't like truly, properly well understanding what's going on in their sentience. They're sort of stuck in a loop. They don't realize that time's moved on. They still think they're fighting to defend themselves. And it's funny because some of the ghosts you find in this game are NPCs from the original, and they have the same dialogue, the exact same dialogue as we saw them saying in the original game 250 years ago. It's like they're stuck in time. They don't know that any different. They're just fighting, being cleaved down, and then resurrecting and fighting and getting cleaved down over and over and over again. There's a statue here which we can blow up. That's right. Destroy as much human stuff as we can. Let's grab this metal bar off the ground as well here.
You're good, you're lucky, or you're dead. Those are your only options.
All right, Clawsparrow. I was only trying to pick up the...
See, Fion, you've still got something to live for. You lose.
Alright, Clawsparrow. I was only trying to pick up the bar at your feet. Oh god, we went the complete wrong direction with that shield bash there. I was only trying to pick up the bar, but he started talking. Let's use our sword burst. So remember, we have level 2 adrenaline now, right? So it's like we've unlocked a whole other tier of even stronger bursts, which is great. And also, I haven't shown you the greatsword one, so let's do that.
Don't leave a single human behind. Kill the ghosts and smash their statues.
Alright, we'll smash their statues. So the greatsword one is called Arcing Slice. It's a burst skill that delivers a circular attack to foes around us, and we get Fury. And again, do you remember Final Thrust? We do more damage to people low on health. This is the same. So it's like another Final Thrust, but like a super strong Final Thrust on the greatsword instead of regular sword, yeah? So that's pretty cool. We could go up there and fight those and destroy some more statues, but I'm not going to worry. Maybe there's a chest we could collect or something up there. I'm not going to worry about that, though. We're gonna keep on going down towards the boss we want to kill here. Let's use our sword and shield. He really doesn't stand a chance 1v3.
Ghost patrol ahead. Your call, boss. Let them pass or take them out.
Maybe we could let them pass? I don't know. How do we sneak past them, though? We're not Ash Legion. We do fights. We don't do this sneaky stuff very well. It's funny because if you do pick Ash Legion, all your quests, the entire story we'd be experiencing right now would be completely different. And the quests would all be relating to, like, sneaking around and doing stealthy things. I think we can sneak past him here. That captain would really hurt us, by the way. So it's kind of nice to get past him. Here we go. Let's run in on this dude. So I really like the Char, the warrior animations and things. It just feels really meaty.
I could learn a lot from a guy named the Wraith.
Wow, so there you go. My daughter has nightmares about the Char devouring her. So do I. Oh god, we got knocked down. Oh, this hurts. So they've summoned a ghost storm on us here as well. Pretty dangerous. We've already used our heal skill, so we're hurting right now. We're going to be careful. Clawsparrow's just so talkative. I really like him. All right, so let's stun this guy with a shield bash and then use our burst afterwards. I got to get out of this. Let's dodge out. Let's dodge out. Oh god, but the patrol's back there. This is bad. Okay, our heals just come back up. Like I said, these ghosts are actually really scary. They could actually really hurt us. It's these mages standing in the back. The first dungeon of the game as well is going to be all about the ghosts. No, I'm downstate. So you'll notice that I'm in downstate now. It's slightly different to before. I get different abilities. So I can throw a hammer. I can throw rocks. And in the worst case scenario, I can use Vengeance, where I stand back up and fight like normal. But if I don't score a kill in a short space of time, then we get destroyed. We get defeated. So, oof, that was a very close one. We managed to take them out. So that's good. This statue's super, super tanky as well. Jesus Christ. Look, we can barely even touch it. Wow. Oh my god, we're not going to be able to break that. Maybe we'd need to throw a boulder at it or something. I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's go, guys. You had my back.
Kalar's close. I can smell him.
Is he? Okay, very soon. You'll see up on the top right, we've actually got a health bar of a boss nearby now. It says defeat War Master Kalar. Luckily, we just walked out of that ghost storm, which is great. Oh, and our 100 blades broke that statue next to us. That's excellent. So one thing you can do is if they're against a wall, you can use this Whirl Attack and do tons of damage with it because you stay standing still, essentially, because you're using it against a wall, and you just hit the enemy over and over and over again. Instead of clipping them a little bit as you move past them very violently, you just stay in place. All right, there he is, Kalar.
You mongrel beasts will never take Ascalon.
All right, we'll see what you think about that when we destroy you here, because there seems to be a lot of these beasts well beneath the wall right now. Man, this is really tricky. I want to bring him into open space. This is kind of nasty trying to fight him. Look how ghostly and misty and horrible it is here. Come on, come over to me. All right, no, he's fighting our friends. Fine. We can defend them here. Oh my god, he moved. He's teleporting around. Scary stuff. So again, remember what I said about, like,
Blood for the fallen!
if you guys are ever wondering how dangerous an enemy is, remember, you can look at, like, what the ring is around their portrait. So this guy's a veteran.
My comrades are waiting for you in the mists, Kalar!
It's alright, Fion, we got this. So here we go. We can use Final Thrust.
The war's over, Kalar, and you lost. This is for my Warband!
And down he goes. Well, that was really cool. That was really solemn, that bow there. You alright there, Fion? It's all over.
Maybe now my brothers and sisters can find rest in the mists.
You silenced Kalar. They'll find satisfaction in that.
Maybe this old cuss has a few fights left in him. You still have room in your ranks?
I do. Welcome to the Warband.
Cool. So that's our second person. I almost said out loud there, so we've got 2 people, we just got this necromancer and we got a chef. Which is so bad because she's not a chef. I just remember the fry cook line so clearly. Alright, so we get a little bit more armor. We can get chainmail, scale, or ringmail armor. Each comes with different stats. Let's get the ringmail. I like ringmail. So voila. Fion, how you feeling?
Reporting.
He says, maybe I have some fight left in me after all. I thought this would be an old cur's last hurrah, but you've proved me wrong. Okay, even if your teeth are dull with age, your mind is keen. You have more knowledge about fighting ghosts than half of the Legion combined. You'd be an asset to our warband, Fion. He says, no need to sweet-talk me, sir. I'm no spring mower, and I can smell Doliac dung a mile off. Still, I like you, so I'll give it a try. What does that mean, he can smell Doliac? So Doliac's a great beast of burden that you'll find various races use. What does he mean he can smell their dung? Is that a bad thing? Anyway, good, let's head out. Alright, how's it going, Clawspur? Fion's warband should be happy. That's a whole lot of revenge. We should get back to the Black Citadel. So yeah, very nice. And you notice now that the ghosts are dead, the mist has left the area, which is brilliant. All right, back to the Black Citadel. And let's see what they think about the progress we've made. So, I've taken this waypoint up here near where we bought our armor before. Here you'll notice we're really high. Look at that sun. It's unbelievable. There's the Asura Gate, by the way. Again, you'll notice there aren't very many Asura around here. There aren't many humans. The other races aren't around too much. But if we walked up to that gate, just as we saw in Divinity's Reach, you'd find these little creatures standing there who have built it, who have been, you know, sinking their claws into the affairs of the other races and watching from a distance. Those would be the Asura over there. We want to be cautious of them. But yeah, so that's the arena. All the way down there, that's the arena we were in before. The funny thing is, like, at launch, you couldn't fall. There was an invisible wall where I'm standing, and you couldn't fall all the way down. Nowadays, though, you can, because you can glide, and there's like basically a flying mount almost. So players can jump off and do all kinds of ridiculous air tricks and things out there. We can't, because we're not at that point in the story just yet. But one day, guys, we'll be able to jump off. If I did that now, we would just die. So I would really rather not. But yeah, so we're all the way up at the top of the spiral again. What does Vitus say here?
For Iron Legion.
He says, you notice how he says 4 Iron Legion. Most of them are Iron Legion here. Because, again, the Blood Legion homelands are all the way up here. And Ash, by the way, like off-screen. And we don't even know exactly where they are. Speak! I'm on duty and I've got no time to entertain tourists. I'm not a tourist. Are you on guard duty? If you have business here, get to it. Otherwise, stop distracting me. I don't take orders from the likes of you. Who do you think? Stop flapping your jaw at me and move out fast. And by doing this, he actually gives us a little bit of movement. Double time. It says here, you've been ordered to move faster by a superior officer. Great. So, yeah, we can come up here. And you'll find the highest ranking char of all the high legions have offices and locations around here. So we obviously, as Blood Legion, we're more interested in the Blood Legion quarters and things right now. So we're going to come up to this nice bloody red looking sluice gate here. And we're going to move forward. Here's another Tribune, by the way. Tribune Fearhan Sparwind. He says, Blood Legion welcomes you to the command center. What brings you here? So he's another Blood Legion Tribune, just like Ritlock, right? Tribune, how may I serve the Legion? He says, Tyrix Ripjaw. Ritlock Brimstone himself has mentioned your name, but you're already serving nobly just by boosting Legion morale with your victories. I admire your dedication to the Legion, we say. And he says, I envy your future glory on the battlefield. These days, I spend far too much time behind a desk, but I suppose every soldier has his own battles. If being behind a desk is your battle, then that's fine. And all together make victory possible. Goodbye. So yeah, these guys don't really like being behind desks and being, you know, away from the adrenaline. But they have to do it. if they want to be a functioning society, right? So it's sort of something that they do a bit begrudgingly. That's always the impression I had. Anyway, so let's head on in. And look at that shot there of Whitlock himself, and he's got that badass sword, which you are welcome to wonder about, as it is a big part of his story. All right. Who's this? Alexis Shredskin? Good to see you. Is Fion around? Clawspur is here. Where's Fion? Hey, Clawspur.
Fear is as much a weapon as your blade.
He says, new, bigger warband. Excellent. And we can say, glad you think so. But you've got to control your enthusiasm. These long speeches of yours are making my head spin. He's so short-spoken. He's great. He balances out for me, right, guys? Because all I do is talk, 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 talk. Alexis says, reporting in, Legionnaire Tyrix Ripjaw. I need to speak with the Tribune. All right, so here we are. I love this, like, amber, like, glass window. How's it going?
Good news, Tribune. Fion the Wraith has joined my warband.
Well done, Legionnaire. And just in time for your next assignment. Rage Steeltongue, one of Steelbane's thugs, has become a problem. After you took over, he joined the Flame Legion. He's determined to bring you down at any cost.
I'll drag him back to blood by the scruff of his filthy neck.
No. There's a time for mercy, and a time for mercy killing. I'm not giving Rage the chance to betray Blood Legion twice.
Then we'll give him a real torch party.
Good. Meet me down by the Citadel gates when you're ready to deploy. Dismissed.
Damn it, Rage. Why was everyone in our old warband such a dick? This is unbelievable. Whitlock, give me some more information about the mission. He says, I've got Legion business to attend to, but I'll meet up with you in front of the gates. Dismissed. So, Whitlock's actually going to come on this mission with us to deal with this Blood Legion business. It's kind of funny because if you pick the other... Whitlock's a huge, very important character, right? And it's funny because if you'll notice when we click him, he's legendary. It's very rare to see a legendary character. So far, the only other legendary dude we've seen was Logan. So, Whitlock's super important to the story, but funnily, if you don't pick Bloods... It can be kind of difficult for the writers to give you a reason to interact with them a lot. But here, obviously, because we are Blood Legion, we get all that juicy interaction, and it makes sense, right? Because in theory, if we were Ash, we should be speaking to the Ash Legion Tribunes around here and whatnot. All right, so anyway, we're going to go back out to the gate. We got to bring this guy down to justice. Let's see what his nefarious plan has been to get under our skin. The quest, Rage Suppression. All right, hey guys. I mean, we're a fighting force to be reckoned with now. I mean, really, we are. Clawspur, let's find...
You're good, you're lucky, or you're dead. Those are your only options.
He says, let's find this Steel-Tongue punk. We got Alexis, your friend. Rage Steel-Tongue's kind of a terror, isn't he? Yeah, and he's not my friend, he's my target. Let's get a move on. I wonder if we hadn't killed our superior before, whether he would also appear here in this mission. And Fion, he says, I've known fools like this Steel-Tongue in my time. Temperamental, arrogant. We need to put him down quick before he causes more trouble. God, he looks really great as well. All right. Whitlock, tell us what to do. What's the situation?
At ease, Legionnaire. Ready to get started?
More than ready, Tribune Brimstone. What's our next move?
That mongrel toady, Rage Steeltongue, was spotted in this area. Start with those cattle ranchers. Find out why they're here and if they've seen anything unusual. Get moving.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, okay. So we got ranchers down here out in front of the town, the city, the Citadel, which we didn't see before. Hello, Rancher Talana? Or Talona, sorry. She says, watch your step around my stock. They're harmless, but not housebroken. Why are the cows here? Some Legionnaire came to the ranch and ordered me to herd them into the Citadel. And when a Legionnaire orders me to herd my cattle into the Citadel, I herd my cattle into the Citadel. Do you know which Legionnaire gave you this order? No, I've never seen him before. And he didn't give a name. He helped with a few packs, though. Did a passable job, but it sounds like he may have mixed in some tools with the feed. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good, does it really, guys? All right, I need to examine those packs. Seems like everyone wants to poke around my cows today. Help yourself. That's right, we outrank you, lady. We can do what we like. Okay, so we got a ton of cows, pack bulls, brown cows, and we gotta just make sure that there's nothing bad here. This beast pack smells of grain and leather, nothing more. Do you notice how we sniff them? It's kind of a bestial thing we do here, like we rely on our sense of smell to discover this stuff. It's kind of cool. I like this moment because it reminds us that we are Char, you know, we have different sort of capabilities. This beast pack smells of grain and leather, nothing more. Speaking of different capabilities, let's equip a skill here. So we get racial skills again, right? Remember how as the humans we got stuff to do with our gods? Well, the Char have no gods. So we get different things. We get a shrapnel mine, we get a battle roar, or we get a hidden pistol. So we can quickly equip and fire a hidden pistol while evading backwards. Let's use this. As a warrior, technically speaking, we don't get to like properly equip a pistol in our gear slots over here. But by using this, we can kind of get one. So there you go. You see we actually pull out a little Legionnaire pistol and we fire it. This is actually a small little evade for us as well. It's like another dodge roll. So it's nice. And it's 900 range. Doesn't really do too much damage. But we can have some fun with that for a little while at least. All right, so anyway, we got that. Pack ball. This beast's burden smells of gunpowder and oiled metal. It's also ticking. Shoot it from the city. Get away from here. You see this Char in the background doing the surprise emote. Oh, he gets hit. Oh my god. Does anybody even care? That's outrageous. Nobody seems to care. Brilliant. This guy also smells of gunpowder and oiled metal. It's also ticking. Get away from here. We don't have to watch that in a cutscene now. And then this one's just grain and leather. So there we go. We culled these away. It looks like it's some kind of terrorist attack from the Flame Legion that was going to be. Well, good. We've dealt with that.
You know, if I wasn't looking at a big pile of cow chunks, I'd be laughing.
Laugh later. Right now, I need to know where those Flame Legion imposters went.
They headed deeper into town. You'll find them if you go that way.
Lead the way, Legionnaire. Rage just got promoted from mongrel toady to serious threat.
Yeah, I'll say.
I should have cut Rage's throat the first time I saw him.
Clawspur, you seem a little unstable, man.
Too many knives can make a mess of a simple job.
He says, exploding cows? Heh, too bad they're not self-cooking, too. Almost liking Steel Tongue now. Almost.
Want to start something?
And she says, now that was a new experience. I'm still clearing cow out of my fur, yuck. And Alexis says, that was horrible. I can't believe that actually happened. What a waste of cow. All right, let's get going. We got our pistol. We got our badass greatswords. We're ready to kick some butt. And so...
This city's come a long way. I'm not about to let some angry punk mess it up. At least it's easy to tell where Rage has been.
What do they mean it's easy to tell where Rage has been? I'm not sure. So we can actually use these abilities to move really quickly around as well now, which is good. Gnarl Snagtooth, hey. He says, another inspection? Like I told the last guy, the defenses still have a way to go, but we're making progress. This is no inspection. Have you seen an unfamiliar officer around? I didn't know the Legionnaire who inspected our supplies, but he knew procedure and he had the right uniform, and he complimented me on my vigilance. Seemed on the level. Okay, drop that crate and step back, soldier, right now. Ah! Okay, it did, it exploded. And it seems to have been filled with elementals, so we get imps and we get embers. We haven't really seen many of these yet. But so this is very Flame Legion, right? Like this is, these are magical creatures here. This is not the kind of thing you'd see, on the level for the kind of Char we like. So let's get in here. Let's fire. Let's shoot our pistol at this guy and dodge away from him. That's good. So we can dodge away and then we can charge back in with our shield bash. We can interrupt him.
Fire magic on my watch. Once we shut down Rage's saboteur, I'm going to cut his heart out and feed it to him.
Jesus, the audio overlapped a little bit there like hell, but hopefully we could hear what he said. Basically, they don't like that this is magic here at all. They actually hit really hard as well, so we've got to be careful. This is good. Warrior feels really, really solid, actually. I like playing Warrior. If you can kill that guy, get a heal going. Charge over here. Oh, they evaded it. That's really cool. That was really badass. He flew into the air and dodged our rush in.
Rage couldn't cook up something like this on his own. He must have Flame Legion allies. We have intelligence that they were planning something. This might be a strike of opportunity. Come on, let's move.
All right, Rillock, you lead the way, buddy. Let's get over and kill this last guy. Oh my god, he's actually killing these Char! And what's more, we couldn't even res those Char. I feel terrible. Wow, their bodies despawned and everything. Oh my god, we just let that happen, guys. We let them die. Terrible. So let's go over here. Rush our way along. We do not have long to dilly-dally around, not with all these, like, strikes going on around the place. So let's see here. Here's a guy called Azil Jawbreak. He's crippled. Why? Why are you crippled? What's going on, dude? He looks like a proper classic Char as well. I like this guy.
What happened to you, soldier?
It was a blood legionnaire. He seemed friendly, but when he clapped me on the shoulder, all the strength just drained right out of me. He took my clothes, my boots, my entire kit.
Tell us where he went, and then get yourself to the infirmary.
He was headed for the scrapyard. Give him a good thrashing for me when you find him.
All right, okay. I intend to. I certainly intend to. Let's get going. This would be the scrapyard over here with these big cranes that are moving around.
More dazed soldiers staggering around in their skivvies. Either we're on the right track, or we missed the best party ever.
It sounds pretty scary, actually. He could just touch you and drain you of all of your strength. Sounds like magic, if you ask me. Hit the wrecking yard. We actually leveled up. That's good. Hello, anybody here?
Did you get the gear? Got it right here. Put it on and you'll have free run of the place. They won't figure out they've been infiltrated until the damage has already been done. It's over, Steel Tongue. I took down that coward Steelbane, and now it's your turn. Just tell me one thing.
Why? Why'd you betray us and join the Flame Legion? Too proud to serve your new Legionnaire?
I had it all set. That coward Steelbane was the only thing between me and taking over this warband. Then you came along and beat me to it. At the end of the day, I don't care whose banner I serve under, as long as I'm the one giving the orders. Like right now, boss, I'm ordering you to die.
Oh my gods. Well, he could have been a real asset one day, at some point, but if he's just going to swap allegiance based on that, then what else can we do here, really? So here's Steel Tongue. He's actually determined right now, so we can't fight him. But he does have some Flame Legion lackeys we can take out first. You notice this guy uses this ability here called Ignite Arrows. He's a stalker. This is what we fought in the original game. They fire exploding arrows at us. And it's actually back in Guild Wars 2. Over here as well, we've got a really dangerous Shaman. He blinds, he stealths people, he immobilizes. Pretty scary stuff. So luckily we got our entire warband in on him. And we can use the full strength we've gained over the start of this chapter to proper tear into him. And hopefully once he's dead, this is the crazy magic looking guy we saw in the cutscene.
Flame Legion, rally to me!
Uh-oh, rally? Where from? So now a new member of the Flame Legion's here. This is an Axe Fiend. Again, these are types of enemies we fought as humans 250 years ago. Stuck in the old ways.
Is that all you... Cover me.
So I guess he cancelled some of his audio there. He said, is that all you've got? He's still invulnerable. He's summoning more people. He just resurrected them all, actually, I think. I think we just saw him call his hands to the sky. And he resurrected them before shouting that we'd been driven off. And we totally haven't. Oh, this feels so meaty. All right, finally we can attack him. Here we go. So he's dying now. He's got a bit of might. He hurts. But let's face it, he doesn't stand a chance. Eat my 100 blades.
Cover me.
Cover you? What? Is he respawning more people? Oh, we managed to kill him, I think, in the middle of the resurrection. Down you go.
The Flame Legion must be getting desperate if they're resorting to cow bombs.
Desperation is a weapon, Legionnaire. If they're targeting our defenses, they're planning a major assault on the city. Tactically, a night attack makes the most sense. When it comes, I need you and your warband in the field. When the fighting starts, your orders are to maneuver behind their frontline troops and take out the rear guard. Without mages and artillery to support the main force, they'll never breach the Black Citadel's walls. It's an important job. Can you handle it?
My soldiers are ready, sir. We won't let Blood Legion down.
Good. Dismissed.
Excellent. So we find out, really, that this has all been mounting to a Flame Legion attack on the Black Citadel. What we realize, actually, through these stories is that the Flame Legion are galvanizing. Something is driving them to be more active around about now. And it's because of a new, powerful, potent leader they have, a man named Geheron Balefire, that will become more relevant in the story quite a while later. But so yeah, we see the earlier movements of the Flame Legion here. We get a choice of reward here, so we can get a new hammer, or we can grab a rifle. Hell yes. So as a warrior, it's not all about axes and swords and stuff like that. It's about rifles too. So maybe next time we can use this bad boy. We can even skin it, and we can show you of some really ridiculous abilities, including basically a snipe shot called Kill Shot. Let's have a quick chat with people, though.
Need a head bashed in?
She just says, "You're amazing, Legionnaire T-Rex Ripjaw." Oh, thank you. That wasn't just me, that was all of us. Thanks, though. Clawspur says, "Booyah, great job, Legionnaire." Ritlock says, "Nice work, Steel Tongue's out of action, and the Flame Legion booby traps were only able to do negligible damage." And over here, this is just another one of the weak soldiers. So we drive them away, and we prepare to defend ourselves from a big attack at the Black Citadel. That will be next time, guys. That will be the conclusion of this chapter, and we will start progressing into some of the deeper stories to do with some of the other things we decided at our biography. We also get to check out this rifle. So thanks very much for watching, guys.
You got plans for tonight?
I was going to take up some stool space at the serrated blade. See what happens.
Mind some company? Now that you're cub-free, we can cut loose and have some fun.
I'll save you a seat at the bar. First round's on me.
Oh yeah, bit of char romance to close it off. They're actually leaving. Amazing. I'll see you guys next time.
I heard Imperator Smoter is really mean.
They don't call him the Unflinching for nothing. I heard he took his own eye out just to intimidate an enemy he was fighting.
No, he didn't. Did he?
The Imperator is a courageous soldier and a brilliant engineer. He's going to take the Iron Legion to a new level of power and advancement. Stay close. We're on the move.
She didn't deny it.
Told you so.